Alright, this is announcer take 1. Go ahead, let it rip.
Epic rap battles of history!
Alright, little Shirley Temple, but that's good. Why don't you give it a little more, you know?
Okay.
Go ahead. Take 2.
Yeah, I can do this.
Yep.
Peter,
Sure
I'm feeling it. Okay.
Yep. And it was good. What we're looking for is kind of a confused caveman sort of a thing. So kind of lift it up here and then hit it over the head with a club.
Totally get where you're coming from.
Take 3?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Partners Project. I'm right now with Peter. You know him as Nice Peter.
Hi.
Hi. You're very nice today.
I'll do it again. It's been a nice day. I got to relax today.
I know, although you can't really see outside in your studio here.
No.
This is a pretty cool studio.
Thank you very much. This is where I live and where I work and where I make music and stuff. You can work in here for like 14 hours and not know what day it is.
That's good for YouTube.
Yes, it's great for YouTube. Sometimes it's funny to come out and be like, oh, it's Thursday. Weird.
How would you describe your videos?
I made one video called The Epic Rap Battles of History between John Lennon and Bill O'Reilly.
You can't buy me love, but I'll kick your ass for free. I'll take Maxwell's silver hammer and give you a lobotomy.
And then we made another one, which was Darth Vader versus Adolf Hitler. And that one just booted.
Can't rhyme against the dark side of the force, why even bother? So many dudes been with your mom, who even knows if I'm your father?
I don't know what it was. There's something weird about Hitler and the internet.
Really?
Yeah, real weird.
You obviously have a writing component, but there's a ton of improv involved.
There is. What? Again, it depends on what kind of video I'm making. Let's take street music. That's all improv.
Is it weird when I stare like this at you? Don't mind me, I'm just gonna get some water.
Like,
Yeah.
we didn't even know what we were doing. We were like, we're gonna do something on the street with music. And so I got my guitar, Casper got a tambourine, and we went on the street.
My career really hasn't been the same since my part in the Matrix 2. My twin brother died.
We had to go out and tape for like, a lot of hours. And it really does take a lot of time to get those little nuggets of gold. And you can be out there for 3 hours and not get anything, and then in 10 minutes you get all this great stuff.
So tell people how you got started. Where are you from?
I grew up in Rochester, New York. I moved to Chicago because some friends of mine started to do improv comedy pretty serious in college, and I joined them and I started writing funny songs and doing that. And a bunch of them moved to Chicago. It's like the mecca of improv comedy. Got into that, and I got a job from this guy named Lloyd, touring around doing comedy shows at colleges.
Oh, wow.
And Lloyd now plays kind of my partner in the Epic Rap Battles of History series, so it all kind of came full circle.
You were doing a lot of stand-up comedy as well, though.
I was doing this weird hybrid of stand-up comedy and music. Like, I would play at comedy clubs for 15 minutes, or I would play at some bar in the Midwest for like 2.5, 3 hours.
Wow.
And I don't know if you've ever tried to sustain an audience's attention for 3 hours, but it is tricky. And it took me on some really interesting adventures, like as far as what you could do with a show. And I think it's part of how I really strengthened this weird muscle of improvisation, because if you're playing a song about flowers, but a drunk man starts taking his shirt off, that song needs to be about the drunk man taking his shirt off now, or else no one's listening, because everybody's like, yeah, flowers, blah, blah, blah. Have you seen drunk dude with his shirt off? And so I started doing that. I would start really adapting to what was going on. And then I started playing this game with the audience too, where people wouldn't be listening, and I'd just start singing about them. And the people that were listening would start laughing.
Yeah.
And they'd realize, oh, it's singing about me, And it was a fun moment. So I did that for probably too long, but again, strengthened this strange little muscle that I have. I was playing music and doing this kind of comedy routine with music, and I was doing that for like 8 years, and it got really frustrating. So I finally just packed up and moved up to California about 2 years ago.
So then how did you start getting into doing the YouTube stuff? From improv, how did you evolve into that?
Lloyd, again, believe it or not,
Yeah.
honestly, he runs a comedy theater in Santa Monica, and he got a notice from the Fine Brothers, who were looking for writers for this thing called The Station.
Music doesn't scare me. I'm a mother of 5. I killed moose with my bare hand before you were alive.
And I had never heard of The Station. I didn't know the Fine Brothers. I had a YouTube video that got big a couple of years ago, but I didn't really understand the world at all. And I was kind of an outsider to it. Then they happened to watch one of my YouTube videos, which was this thing called a picture song, which is where I took a bunch of funny looking pictures and made a little song about them.
Good parent. I keep them safe, I keep them warm, I keep them always protected from harm.
And they really liked that. So they brought me in to start writing songs, and I wrote this song for Cass MG called Mousetrap Never Works.
Took it home and you were so excited. You set it all up, then it dawned on you. Mousetrap never works.
And they did a video for that, and I think that's where I got started.
Did you realize YouTube was a place for all this creativity and work at that point? I mean, you obviously had uploaded something on YouTube.
Sure, I had, but I'd never connected with the audience. I'd never connected with the community in YouTube. And so I had no idea. I didn't even know it was there. And when I tell people about it now, it's like opening a door and there's like a billion people inside and they're all friendly and they all say hi to you, and then you can like set up your little stage over there and they come check you out. But if you don't open that door, you don't walk into that room.
Not a lot of people, I guess, open that door.
They don't. I had never. I was standing outside of the door, and I even like opened it and threw stuff in there once in a while. You know, I was like, "Here's a video, but I'm not talking to you." And it was the first time when I made that Mousetrap Never Works video. You know, they put a little link to me at the end, and that was the first time people started like coming to my channel and be like, "Loved your stuff. Hi. Who are you? Hi." You know, and more people coming to say hi. So I started saying hi to them.
And this was how many years ago?
Oh, this was like 8 months ago.
Oh, 8 months ago
Yeah.
this all started. So this is, all right, so you had your video from a while back.
Sure.
And then 8 months ago, you're like, okay, this is for real.
8
After
months
you
ago-
did the station stuff.
Yeah, after I did 1 or 2 things for the station, and that was just writing. Like I just wrote and recorded and produced music for them. They had an idea, they came to me, I turned it into a song, and then they turned it into a video. But that was the first time YouTube ever said hello to me, was 8 months ago, and I said hello back, and then we've had a very nice relationship ever since.
I cannot believe that all happened in such a short amount of time, it seems.
It is a pretty short amount of time. I mean, you got to remember that I've been working on something for a long time. I just didn't know what it was, and I never knew how to focus my energy into something. So once that opportunity presented itself, I knew what it was, and I was like, oh, this is it. I have this talent that is weird. It doesn't fit into normal things. I can make up little songs about stuff, and that, you know, that's not really valuable outside of YouTube. But in YouTube, that was like, oh, people like that.
Yeah,
you know?
you told me there was something that you're like, how am I going to put this to use in
Exactly.
life?
You can't write that on a job. You know, I can make funny, cute little funny songs.
Now
like,
you
in a
can,
pinch.
right
now. I
now.
can. Now I can. So now that's what I do. I don't know how the conversation started between me and the audience, but it did, and it's a really good conversation. I learn everything from them as far as what to make and what to give them, and that's it.
I want to know who inspired you, or do you have any inspiration?
Of course, yes. In the YouTube world, Mr. Guitar Man
Yeah.
was, and not only, like when I was originally starting doing videos, I mimicked some of his stylistic things that he does, and the way he makes thumbnails, and the way he uses editing, but more than any of that, he inspired me to do things that I didn't know I could do yet. Because he has an idea, and then he figures out how to do it. And he kind of inspired that to me to like, okay, I'm going to make a video and it's going to take me 3 days, but I'm going to do it. And I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to make myself look like I'm floating. I could not have gotten to where I am without just watching his videos and being inspired by the way he reaches past himself to do things that haven't been possible yet. And after he does them, you know, everybody else can be like, oh, I can do that, but he's the one who's like, I'm going to figure out how to do that. And that really changed my outlook on things.
Yeah, setting a new standard.
Yes. Just working hard at something and not giving up until you do it. And that kind of changed my whole life. Shay was really inspirational to me as just like emitting positivity. Like, you emit it, it'll come back to you. If you emit negative energy, you're gonna get negative fans and you're gonna get negative comments. And I found that the best place for me to be was to just try and be positive all the time. And I really learned a big chunk of that from Shay. And then I learned a lot from Kassem too, of being fearless. And not being afraid to do what you do, and just be yourself and just be confident. And I probably learned a lot of that from him. I've been lucky enough to find Lloyd and Dante and a couple of people I work with at Maker just taking me from a guy who can do some things into a guy who is doing things. And it's been huge. So yeah, they've all been huge.
What about any comedians growing up?
Steve Martin.
Yeah.
Steve Martin was a hero of mine. I've listened to all of his stuff backwards and forwards. He has a joke that just goes, how many people are here tonight? Show of hands. And that to me is the funniest thing in the whole world. It's taking something that like everybody says and kind of making fun of it, but it takes you to say, how many people?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, we're all here, you know? It's just funny to me.
And then live shows. Let's talk about your live shows, because you come from a live background, and now you're bringing that into what you do on YouTube as well.
I'm excited because I'm going to start playing live shows to this audience, which is going to be so great, because instead of that bar in Wisconsin thing, which I love Wisconsin, by the way. If you live in Wisconsin, you're out there, I've got much love for you. Just keep your shirts on. to play in front of a YouTube audience who knows my songs, that knows who I am, knows what I do, and is there on purpose. Oh, we want to see Nice Peter and we want to hear these songs. That's going to be so great in compared to like,
throwing bottles.
Yeah, I'm trying to finish my Miller Lite here. Who are you again? And people in Wisconsin don't talk like that, but sometimes they do. I'm not gonna lie.
But now we're gonna see you at Playlist Live at all these places performing the songs that you've seen.
Now that's exciting. To take what I've created on YouTube and then go back on the road, that's exciting to me.
Well, Peter, you're great. Thanks so much for inviting us into your studio, into your home.
It was an honor to be part of your show. You know, I've seen who else you've interviewed, and to look at where I have been and to be in this crowd now, it's really nice.
And of course, we couldn't all be here without all of you out there.
Yes.
So thanks to you for watching, for being part of this whole experience and supporting all these great creators. And of course, stay tuned. Next week we'll be back with another Partners Project. Play me off, Peter.
Oh, Partners Projects makes their shows on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. You should turn in every week on Thursdays, if I'm not mistaken. They make really good videos about the people who make videos on YouTube, and you can watch and then maybe you will be happy because you watch the videos the Partners Project makes. And Thursdays are a really good day to your content fast. Oh.
Thanks so much to Nice Peter for being so nice. Subscribe to him right here. Subscribe to us right here. For outtakes from this episode, go right here. And stay tuned next week. We will be coming to you from Playlist Live, bringing you daily updates and interviews with all your favorite YouTubers. You won't want to miss it. Come back right here to the Partners Project for all of that. See you next week.